I'm originally from Iowa. I moved out here from Chicago. When you come of age in Iowa, you move to it's 4 hours away. So you're just like, that's the biggest city you can go to right away. And so I moved out there, lived out there for a little while. I was like, yo, man, you got to have a whole lot of money to live out here. And then my parents had moved out here, and I came to visit them, and I saw the mountains, and then I heard about the leniency for the camera. And so I was sold. I was like, yeah, I'm moving out here. Easy.
You had both parents growing up?
Yeah, man. Shout out to moms and pops from jump. I'm number 5 of 6 kids. So but there's 3 baby mamas, but my mom's the last, the one that married my father. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, man. And then I moved out here, and it was fire. And then like I said, I met my wife. I got kids out here and shit. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what kind of kid were you? What kind of what'd you do?
We played outside.
Okay.
Obviously. But like there were social dynamics that came with playing outside, and it was like, like, are you going to be, like messed with, picked on, or whatnot like that? Or are you going to have to be in a position where you got to fight to,
You were a bully.
No, not me. Oh, shit. Oh, I played the part for a lot of the years, and then like I had to kind of step up and play some parts maybe that inside of me didn't really want to play.
As in?
I mean, I'm not going things that probably I'm not proud of, and that wouldn't have been my decision, but you got to prove yourself to certain people to get them to be like, all right, he's kind of down. He's sensible, but he's down if we need him to be down. And so that took a lot, but like when I was a kid, I had to fake that before I had to be that, right? When I was really at home watching like cartoon reruns, playing video games, learning about like computers and shit like that.
So okay. So you weren't afraid to get down if need be.
That came later, like because you could fake it as a youngster for a certain amount of time, but then when you get to coming of age, high school time and stuff like that, now it's like, are you really about what you say? Because we need it now.
Yeah.
And then you have to go, and then just hope you don't get in trouble. And
Did you graduate high school?
Yep.
Did you go to college?
Yep.
What about when you're in your 20s, like what are you up to?
I'm running with the wrong people, probably up until 25, and then when I realized like I wasn't in jail, I wasn't dead yet, I was like, all right, what can I do? And about that time, my father was creating a business, and he was like, I'll kind of pay you to run this if you want to kind of go back to school. It's just some online shit. And so I was like, okay.
Selling stuff?
No, kind of like trading strategies and stuff like that. And so he had done the research, but it was like the technical wave was starting to happen about that time. It's 2003. So, and so I went to school for computer programming, and then I switched it to computer networking, and then after I got my associates, I stopped that, moved out here, and I eventually did the film connection for like a tutelage. It's like a accredited course for film. And so I did that.
So you moved straight to Springs, or where?
No, I moved to Chicago. I moved to Lincoln, Nebraska. That's where I was in Lincoln, Nebraska
for how
longest. Oh shit, maybe 3 or 4 years. And that was probably where I was getting in the most trouble. But then I moved back to Chicago and was like, still like, even when I was not getting in trouble, I was like, it's still hard, man. All right, I'm going out to college. I'm going out to see what these mountains are, man.
So like moving out to new places, you would just find like new groups of people to just like basically do bad shit with?
No, I just kind of lived like a. I always navigate these questions just because sooner or later my sons are gonna watch this, right? And I just don't want to be seen as like glorifying it or nothing like that. But yeah, like I was just in the street shit. Like that was like to me, I was like, wait a minute, time versus reward and payment and stuff like that, and all you got to do is kind of show and prove, and then you have a reputation that runs with you. You still got to be about your wits, but depending on how smart you are, maybe you can get some gains without having to do much work, right? And so
makes sense.
That was that was where I would sit.
Okay. All right, so until you're like 25, that's when you start.
That's why I was just kind of like, you know what, it's getting hotter and hotter, and so maybe I should just, you not dead or in jail yet, and you had some close calls. So
what's up, guys? We just hit 4,000 subs. We're trying to make it 5,000. Help us out. Hit the subscribe button. Peace.